Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Thursday and another stream. How are you guys doing today? I am, well, as always, wrapped in a blanket. Not always, but it's uh, definitely fall time here in Norway. I don't know if you can see maybe uh, the trees out here blowing in the wind because we have a storm outside. So, extra cozy riding weather, not very warm, but I'm gonna light some candles and I'm gonna drink some tea and ready to write. Yay! So, let me know what you are working on, how far you've come, or what you have left to do today. Today, I'm gonna focus on chapter 30 to edit chapter 30 and hoping to get that done today. It's one of the bigger chapters. Uh, I say bigger. My biggest chapter is like maybe 15 pages. I think this is around 9 or 10, but we'll see. I don't even have my document open. But yes, so editing is the name of the game, and it's gonna be great. I'm in a flow lately, or I mean, I don't know if you guys have that, but you probably do. But where you like go into like an ebb and flow of like productiveness. I have some days that are just like everything clicks, you have the energy, you have the stamina, everything like that, to be working on stuff. And other days it's just like super struggle to do anything. So I've tried to like not be so hard on myself when I have those days, because those days are very normal, and not beat myself up about when usually nothing happens on those days. But now is a good day for some writing productivity. So yeah, I've had a pretty nice day today, because I had like a tour of the old municipality buildings. Uh, and if you guys are new here, I have a bachelor's in history, so I'm a little bit of a history geek. And in my new job working for the municipality, they needed someone that could give tours of like the old, um I don't know what it's called in English, but it's like the building where all the politicians are and decides what happens in the city, basically. uh Not the courthouse, but like the municipality house. I don't know. But anyway, it's pretty cool because it's been used and is still in use, to decide to hold meetings where they decide what they do in the city, in the same place. They've been having it in the same place for 460 years. And the coolest part is that the basement is the old jail for Bergen City, and you can look around in the tiny little cells and learn about the history and everything. So it was very fun, and such a nice. I was showing like a high school students around, and they were so nice people and everything. So yeah, had a great day. So yeah, let's see who's here. Hello, Maggie. Hello, lovelies. Yes, hello, lovely. Back to you. Becca, hello, welcome. Nina saying hello to everyone. Hello to you. Welcome. Rachel, welcome. How are you today? Ooh, okay, Becca, you're still editing too. We're in the same boat. So how do you find editing? I'm I'm kind of like I'm on my last leg. I mean, I have essentially I have 5 chapters left, which are like the 5 biggest chapters of my whole book, but uh essentially I have like the incentive to finish now because there's only 5 left. There's not like 20. um Becca, you've been working on chapter 37 and you're hoping to finish by the end of this stream. Yes. Very good, very good. So you're on chapter 37. I'm on 30. Very good. Nina, you started a challenge on Tuesday to try and write 50K or finish the draft, whichever is shorter. I'm sorry, until the end of the month. That's not a long time. That's a week, a week and a day. You didn't hit the word count yesterday, but you hope today you do. What do you have? What's the word count per day to hit that 50K? That's a lot, ain't it? Oh well, go for it. It ain't a challenge for nothing. I say go for it. I could never do it though. I do not have 50K in a month in me even. So yeah. Excuse me. I need to cough. Okay. So, Rachel, you are half through revisions. You have to rewrite a few things, so it's difficult. Absolutely. Is it like is it some rewrites that, affects the rest of the book? Because I've had a lot of those lately where I'm like, okay, I need to rewrite this and put in these details, but then I also have to go back to like chapter 5 and change a detail. And I'm a little bit like forgetful. So um I think I need a read through after this to just like check that all of the details are in there at all. Uh Nina, you love the project though. That's very good. It is so cute and maybe a bit too cheesy. I love cheesy. Oh my god. The audiobook that I'm listening to now, called Agnes and the Hitman. I have like 2 hours left on it. It's so good. But it's also super cheesy. I love it. It's so good. I mean, it's it's like very romance cheesy, but I'm just like I'm a sucker for that. So I say put some brie in there, put some camembert, put some gouda. Go for it. Okay, Becca. I'm not the only one. You're in the ebb part of the day. You need the flow desperately. Yeah, we will try to ease into the flow, I think. We'll hope. uh, yeah, it was a really fun day. And it's good to know that I have not lost any of my teaching skills. It was very easy to just slide back into the role of teaching again. And it was very nice to be like, okay, hello, I'm gonna teach you for an hour and a half, and then you're not my problem anymore. That was very good. But yeah, it was very fun. And I was very nervous because I haven't this was my first time giving that tour, and you had to memorize a lot of stuff, but ah, it worked out fine. Yes, old jails are so cool. We had I wrote my okay, this is for maybe TMI, or maybe boring TMI, but anyway, I wrote my bachelor thesis about uh, whether or not the term the criminal class in England in the 1800s, if that was made up or not. Uh, and essentially, I found out that the criminal class was a made up term to frighten the the higher ups to or the aristocracy, the the rich people essentially in England to justify harsher laws. Anyway, when I was researching for this, I went like a specialty route of like criminal history. Uh, and then we also had the same tour that I had today, where we saw the old jail for Bergen municipality. It was a lot more thorough than I had, but still, it's so cool. And we were also in another jail, um, looking at it, and uh, it's a special vibe. It's a very special vibe. Yeah, I it's so fun. um, yes, could it be haunted? Who knows? There was a girl like having like a screaming match in one of the cells, and I was like, ah, what's going on? It was only a spider, but I was kind of like a ghost. So because it has a lot of history, it has a lot of people has died there, and a lot of women has been burned as witches there. So a lot of history in that building. um Oh, Rachel, you loved your historic preservation class when in university. My story is taking you back. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Cool. What is historic preservation class? Ooh, that sounds awesome. Like how to preserve um history, duh. But how to preserve buildings and documents and stuff like that. Because that's very cool. Uh, okay, so the challenge, you need to do 4.5K, now up to 7K, but you will try at least one 10K day. Whew, 10K days. So you did a similar thing before, but that draft only ended up being 24K. Only? I don't think it's only. My usual draft length as an underwriter. Okay. I see. I see. Ooh, 10K days though. I say, go for it. I'm rooting for you, but ooh, I could never. um. Okay, so English is hard. The revisions. So you have two that will change the rest of the book. So you have to be cautious. How you implement them or how you change the book after you have implemented them. Uh, oof. And it's often like those revisions that will change a lot is like they are necessary. You cannot justify not doing them, even though you're like, oh, but this is so much work. But yeah, I understand. Um, Nina, you are at 11K now and on chapter 3, so you hope this one will be longer. Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram that suddenly your one chapter was like double the thing, the one you use, the length you usually write, but that's good. So if you stick with the average chapter length you have right now, this would be a 96K draft. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm on my I have this draft now. I have 91K, I think. And I have like my chapters are uh from 2000 2K to 3K each chapter. So yeah. Cool. Usually start writing less the more you get into the draft. So it's unlikely. Okay, but still crazy that you're at almost half your usual first draft word count after chapter 3 out of 24. Sounds awesome. So yeah, go for it, and do not doubt yourselves. There's not a set thing for how it should be. I mean, there's word requirements like between la la la, but I mean, for first drafts, just get it out. Just get it down on the paper. And a lot of the work is done. Okay. So, oh, this is cool. Historic preservation specifically was to preserve the historic value of buildings in the Birmingham ALUS area. Okay. Where you was, it meant any buildings over 50 years old. Reusing them instead of tearing the buildings down. So, knowing the history and keeping as much as possible while also refurbishing them for modern use. Yes. Oh, this is so good. This is so good because what I really, really like about the house being used for the municipality leader meetings, basically, is that they have built a brand new, ultra modern, like high rise to house all of the staff and administration and everything that the municipality needs. But they have still used this 460-year-old building to have their top meetings where they decide everything that happens in the city. And it's like a point of pride in Bergen that they use this building, and this building will forever be used to hold these meetings. And that is so cool. Like, instead of just like modernizing all of the time and just like bulldozing down a part of history, they're actually using it. I love it. I love it. Ah. So yeah, that's my like super geek coming out. Okay, so we're gonna start a sprint very soon. So let me know if you would like 15 or 20 to start with. What do you think? So Nina, this is a young adult contemporary. So 96K wouldn't be ideal, probably. Okay, yeah. But you're happy with any word count you can get at the end. It's still a draft done. Absolutely. I think that's a good headspace to be in. Very good. Mm. So what are YA contemporary? Like 75 maybe? Ish? Okay, so most of the buildings were built in the late 1800s to early 1900s in that area. Not as old as Europe's, obviously, but so much got burned down in the Civil War that not many were that old. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy because, I mean, Bergen just 2 years ago, I think, celebrated being a city for 950 years. So it's like old super old. And but I think that as being a young area does not mean it doesn't have a lot of history. So it doesn't have to be like, I don't know if people are like, but my city is this old. Where were your city by then? And I'm kind of like, but doesn't it, like, the focus should be the history and what happened and preserving it, not like a pissing match. uh, Becca, you remember back in the 90s in Los Angeles, they wanted to tear down a movie theater that had a lot of Hollywood history. A group started a petition to get it recognized as a historical landmark. And it worked, and it's still there now. Yes! I mean, come on. Use like it it is too easy nowadays, I think, to just tear things down and build something new. I'm saying that meaning historical buildings. I'm also kind of like, this house is from 1941 and I don't really care to live in it. I want to move. But yeah. Historical buildings, all for it. Yes, that is awesome. They built the minimal around it, but it's still there. I like it. I like it. Okay. So, no preferences on the timers. So I think we're gonna jump into a 20 because I want to make some tea. So I'm gonna be selfish there. Let's see. And we're gonna use the Darling Riders farting timers because they're so cute. Hippo first, and then we'll see what we will use afterwards. But yeah. Um, okay, same. It's a great trend in the southern US to turn historic warehouses and factories into modern apartments. Yes, on the inside or marketplaces. Oh, I mean, I would love to live in that. uh, yeah, living in older buildings is definitely a challenge. I would love like the aesthetic of an old historic building, but like with the modern uh trappings. Is that what it's called? Modern insides. That's what I would love. I do not love uh, leaky windows and cold attics and stuff like addicts. I mean attics. Yes, that's the right word. Oops. uh, Nina, a family friend inherited an older house, not crazy old, but his aunt also added to it later on. So some parts are old and some are new, and you were so glad they didn't tear it down but kept the old too. Very good. I like that too. Becca, you love these timers? Yeah, me too. You use them all the time. Absolutely. With that said, let's jump into a sprint. And as always, we will force feed you some Norwegian. So let's count to 5 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go! Yay! We did it! Hello, everyone. I saw a few that popped in. Hello, Paget, and hello, Greg. Welcome. So let's see. How did we do? Also, hello, Clara. Clara Woods. Hi. You're a long-time lurker, or rather, watcher of replays. Yay! That's so fun too. But today you managed to sneak out of work for an hour to be here. I like it. Sneaking out of work to hang with us. Hello and welcome. Okay, so let me know how you did. I got some tea, got some hard candy shaped like a skull. That's how you know you're badass. And also fixed my temporary solution of my ceilings leaking, aka put a towel down. It's an old house. But yeah, so that's what I did, not in the story. But I got one page done. And this is a 12-page chapter. Actually, it's 3,567 words in this chapter. I think this chapter might be my longest one. But if you're familiar with like the save the cat method thingy, it's like the dark night of the soul. So this is like the amping up to the climax stuff. So yeah, I think worth it. But yeah, I will see if there's something I can cut down here or not. Because this was originally 2 chapters, but 2 chapters that were then pretty short. So I just smooshed them together. But we will see. We will see. Yeah. Okay. So yes, hello to Clara and welcome to the live. Absolutely. Oh my god, Becca, awesome. You actually finished editing chapter 37. What? Less tweaks than you thought. Those are the best ones. Now for chapter 38. 44 total. So you're getting there. Oh, it's so rewarding and so like motivational to actually see progress. Actually see like, okay, now I only have this much left. Now I only have this much. So yeah, awesome. Tea. Nom. Okay. 181 words for Nina. Very good. And yes, cool candy, huh? Unfortunately, I don't know if you have this in the States and other where else, if that is a word. But in Norway, we have like it's traditional for kids to eat candy on only Saturdays, and we have like this loose candy, kind of like you would buy at an old like candy store where all the uh, candy was like in jars and stuff. We have that in Norway where it's called smågodt, little candy, where you can pick and mix. Maybe that's something called what's called. I don't know. Anyway, it's where you pick uh like this size candy. It could be hard candy, it could be gum, it could be sour candy, everything types of candy, little chocolates, like mini chocolates. You put them all in a bag and you pay for the bag. So this is very common, but also if it's sat too long, it gets stale and doesn't taste as much. This has sat for very long, I think, because it doesn't taste anything. It just takes up space in your mouth. And that's very disappointing. But these because these are usually very good. So disappointed. Maggie, you have started lunch and put in a claim to get your computer repaired. Go for it. I mean, we're like addicted to our computers. I mean, not like addicted, but like we need them to do our work. So yeah. Greg, you got a few things done. Excellent. You're not writing today, but you're working on your next YouTube video. Very good. I like that. You missed the first sprint, letting it cool down. The computer? Oy, oy. Yeah, I've had that before where my old computer tried to play World of Warcraft on it. Basically, I could cook eggs on that thing after like 10 minutes. So I had to buy like cooling fans and everything. Oof, not good. Okay. Thank you, Rachel. That makes me feel a little bit better about a almost 4,000 words chapter. But yeah, Dark Knight deserves a lot of time. This is like where they make the major shift to character arc wise, like the major shift of like coming to the realization that the lie that they have always told themselves is maybe not the thing that is the best for them, and that this new thing that they have learned is maybe worth taking a risk on. So she's still in a little bit of denial, but as a reader, you can see in my story this, like, okay, she is on the right path now. You're welcome, Clara. It's just so fun having you here. That's the most fun about live, I think. I thinks. Me thinks. Misa thinks. No. Well, the most fun thing about live, or catching a live, I think. Replays are fine, and I love having replays to watch and actually be a little productive too. But to be live, you can like actually interact, and that's very fun. Yes, congrats to Becca. And Becca saying thank you. Very good. Clara, you are currently editing and Trudar. My name is. Yeah. Sorry. You're currently editing, and today you are reworking your antagonist. Ooh, reworking your antagonist. Cool. You're still in the brainstorming stage, I see. He's been giving you a hard time for the past year. So are you like, have you written a draft before? Or because when I found, because I've struggled a little bit with nailing the tone of my protagonist is and antagonist, because first in my first draft going to the second draft, my antagonist was very much an sniveling little arrogant child, and I wanted him to be like strong military dude. So that didn't work. But to get over that, I mean, I used a lot of time like writing out how I think he would answer to different questions, and like developing his way of speaking. Like, he is an aristocrat, so he uses more elevated language. He is arrogant, so he speaks down to the people he talks to, like calls using, like, I don't know what's it called in English, but hersketeknikk. It's like ruling tactics, like Oh, but you poor little soul, you can't think like that. Stuff like that to make him seem like he has everything under control, and he looks at people like they are beneath him and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's hard to like nail your characters' voices. So yeah. Mm. Maggie, you're watching a video about Jupiter in opposition. And at the closest point to Earth in 59 years on September 26. Cool. Can we see Jupiter like with the naked eye? Or is it like Venus that we can see? I don't know. I don't know anything about space stuff. Yes, stale candy is the worst. Yes, but you still end up eating it. I mean, I'm eating it. The bag has been there all week. It's steadily gone down. So yeah. I mean, I bought it. I'm not gonna throw it away. I'm gonna eat it. So yeah. Mm. Okay, Rachel. So you still have some stores like that? Yeah, not as many anymore. Last year, you were introduced to a big candy store in the mountains that had barrels of candy like that. Nice. You can find it in every convenience store here in Norway. Everyone. If they don't have like a little candy desk or like row, it's like, oh, okay, this is not a real convenience store then. Your kids were happy when they each got a large bag to enjoy. I can imagine. I would be too. uh, you will be able to see it before sunrise, and it is brighter than Venus usually is because it is opposite the sun. Cool. I do not think I will stand up before the sun to see it, but that's very cool. Venus is known as the morning star and the evening star. Thank you for um, clarifying that, Greg. I knew that Venus was like something you could see. Okay, so Venus is behind the sun right now. So we have Jupiter for the morning star. Cool. This is like the only images this awaken for me is like the in the uh Hercules movie, when like the fates, the one that shares the eye, is like, oh yes, in 3 days this planets will align. That's what I imagine now. uh You do have candy in a lot of stores, but they are individually packaged. So, not as much fun and usually not as many choices. Yeah. Not as fun. Nah. Okay, so on the opposite horizon. Cool. Very good. As usual, not a lot of writing, more talking is what I'm doing. So, I think maybe we should move on to a little bit longer sprint. We're not going to do 60 minutes, okay? But I just like the capybara very, very much. So I think we're going to scroll it down to 25. I mean, it has a hat. How can you not think this is cute? So there we go. Okay. 25 seconds, yeah. 25 minutes and 11 seconds. Let's do this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go! That was the second sprint over. Let me know how you did. I got distracted by the roof leaking. So I turned on some music. I did common room, Harry Potter, common Gryffindor, common room, peaceful fireside, ambient music. It was nice. So I've gotten to page 6, cut down about 150 words that were necessary, so that's pretty good. Yeah, a lot of okay sentences, some that when I read them out loud definitely needed some reworking. So that's good that I'm catching that now. So how did you do? Let's see. Okay, so Clara, you were talking about that your antagonist is giving you a hard time. And you're also saying that this is your second series, actually. Cool. And your sixth book. That's freaking amazing. I only have one ish. It's taking way longer than your other books, but you like the direction it's taking. Cool. And I do not subscribe at all to the idea of like, if it's hard to write, it doesn't mean it means that you don't know the story well enough or whatever. Often the hardest to write stories are the ones that needs to be told. So yeah, I totally agree with Maggie. That is awesome, Clara. Hee you Maggie, you got 401 words. Woo, and then we have what's it called? Excerpt. Let's hear it. Okay. So, all her courage and bravado from earlier evaporated or froze like a cup of boiling water thrown into 10-degree Fahrenheit air. She didn't know when Tim left. She tried not to care as her self-loathing devoured her hope. Oh, oh, poor her. I like the image of the boiling water evaporating, because it truly is like that. You toss it up and then whoosh. Very cool. But now I'm curious. 10-degree Fahrenheit. 10-degree Fahrenheit to Celsius. Yes, -12. Yeah, that's a typical Norwegian winter. We had minus minus 34 degrees Celsius one winter when I was in high school, no, in college. CS to Fahrenheit. So yeah, we had -29 Fahrenheit one winter back home. That was intense. You couldn't go outside with without like a thermal whole bodysuit, and when you went outside you basically had your face like this, and then your eyelashes froze together, so you were kind of forced to go like this, or else they would freeze together. This is a nice image to have on the internet, like, right? Feel free to screenshot. But yeah, nice excerpt, Maggie. I like it. Nina, Instagram did some weird stuff. And logged you out of all of your accounts. So you started logging back in. One is not working because you forgot your password and your internet isn't great. So the email takes a bit. Oh, that's so annoying. I have like too much passwords, too many passwords, because, safety and stuff. So it always takes me like all of the tries to find the right password. I mean, I know them all, I remember them all, but I don't remember which password was for which site. And yeah, totally agree with Maggie. Nina, that sucks. Becca, you didn't finish editing the chapter, but oh well. It's you started a totally new one, but you got through a few pages. That's good. You got started. That's like my biggest hurdle sometimes, where I'm like, oh, but I finished a chapter, even though I did like 2 pages maybe, and then I'm like, oh, but I finished a chapter. I don't want to start a new one right away. And yeah, Maggie's right. Still editing words, it counts, Becca. Absolutely. Rachel, yay! You got through that chapter of revisions. Awesome. Very, very good. Minus 12 degrees is cold even for you. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's cold. It is really cold. But not where I'm living now. Minus 12 here where I'm living now, that's freaking cold. But in my youth, in my earlier days, sound like an old granny, but when I grew up, minus 12 was like the norm. But then we also got kind of used to it and learned to dress better. Now we're like here in Bergen around 4 degrees Celsius, basically all through autumn and winter. So when you dip under in the minus numbers, then it's like, okay, this is freaking cold. Skin will freeze in 2 minutes in that temperature. Nice. Ugh. Nature. Oh my god. It's wow. Sorry if the lighting is changing. I don't know what it is. It's like auto something. And yes, very true on like the revisions. It is still editing words. Yes, very good. Okay, so I have, how many pages do I have left? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages left. Maybe I can do that in this sprint. Shall we try? Yes, I think so. Let's see. Which one should we use now? I think we're gonna use the German Shepherd one. And no, thank you to 45, but we'll do 25, I think. There we go. There we go. Okay, so, oh my god, there is an area of Colorado where the winter temperatures get down to minus 20 Fahrenheit regularly and has gotten to 50 Fahrenheit. Wow. That's like the North Pole temperature. You love the scenery there. It is your favorite place to visit in the summer. Notice in the summer. Cool. It is the San Luis Valley where the Great Sand Dunes National Monument is located. Well, anything with sand dunes sounds cool. So, yeah. Yes. Thank you, Rachel. In the summer are important words. Absolutely. Sorry, Maggie. Nina, you finally got back into the last account. It took all sprint, but now you can write again. Thank God. Technology. Why do you hate us? Okay, so last sprint. Let's do this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Yay! That was our last sprint of the day. How did you do? I finished chapter 30. Woohoo! And it's a good one. Yeah. I'm happy about it. I'm happy with it. That's the best part. Fixed up a lot of grammar mistakes, as basically this whole draft has been a lot of grammar mistakes. But yeah, that, and I'm noticing like my biggest hurdles, because I've got like the story down. I've got it. It's not like I have to rewrite that much, but I have to rewrite single sentences. Like when I try to like read aloud what I've written, and when I read it aloud, I definitely hear that, okay, this needs to be said in a simpler way or something like that. But yeah, so I tried to start on chapter 31, but I got sucked into Instagram scrolling. So yeah. Let me know. Let's see how you did. Okay, so about the temperature discussion that we had. Okay, I shouldn't apologize. I almost said I'm sorry for not for apologizing. Oh well, but it is true that it's great in the summer and not in the winter. The valley is unbearable in winter. Yeah, it is warmer at the top of the 58 different 4.6 meter. Oh wow, our tallest mountain is like 3,000 meters, I think. But yeah, okay, peaks that then in the what was it called? The valley, San Luis Valley in the winter. Okay, so that's good at least. Oh God, I need to get this roof checked. That's another one. Yeah. It's leaking. Oh God. I don't want to live in this house anymore. Oh well. Thank you, Becca. Yay. Now we both finished a chapter this sprint. That's nice. Yeah. Nina, you got 296 words. Awesome. Oh, Becca, you finished another chapter too. Awesome. What the heck, lol? You're so happy. Yay. I'm happy for you. Yeah. And Rachel, you're nearly to the end of this next chapter. Oh, you think you want to add just a bit from the villain's perspective. I like it. Oh my god, doing all of the chapters today. Hee Nina, you are also writing your character on one hand swooning over her crush while also trying to work through her own internal issues. Sounds like some nice character building right there. And Clara, you got some really nice brainstorming done. Amazing. No, I'm sorry. Paget, you're trying to cut like 7,200 words from this second book. Oh, that's a lot of words. You just cut about 160 during that sprint. Slow going, but it's going. Yeah, I'm not good at killing my darlings. I have a graveyard file binder that is very large. Yay! Thank you, Paget. Yay for us finishing chapters. Greg, you recently found out that Norway is actually very wealthy because it has natural oil reserves. Yes, while it gets very cold up there, you probably have affordable heating. Yes. We have something called the oil fund because in 1978, I think, Norway struck oil in the North Sea, and basically a huge. So the 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 government owned like most of the oil rigs. So a huge portion of what has been sold of the oil has gone straight into the oil fund. And this oil fund has been used to invest in different stuff. So it has grown exponentially. So we actually have like a fund that we can use in case of emergencies. And this time right now is actually super emergency. So the government has actually been paying like 90% of our electricity bill. But it's still like sky high electricity bill because it's yeah, because we have now connected ourselves to the European power market. Okay, I could go on and on. There's a crisis, but yes, you're completely right, Greg. We Norway are very wealthy. We have, and I'm very fortunate to live here, where we actually can, like, the government can subsidize a lot of our huge power bill. That's because of the war in Ukraine. Almost all of Europe are like super struggling to get power, electricity, and gas and oil and stuff. So, yeah, we are fortunate that we can get help from the government. Okay. Maggie, you finished a chapter. You got 598 words that time. Awesome. But to be honest, it is another point of view of a scene in the parallel book. Cool. That sounds cool. Nice. Nina, this chapter is the one before the break into 2, and you are not even close to being done. It is already almost 3,000 words long. Don't say oops. This is good. Your chapters are usually just 1,000 words, and somehow these chapters didn't get the memo. Oh well, don't knock it. Yeah, don't get you wrong. You're not mad at it. Nice, very nice. Pat just saying to Nina, lol, you have a couple of chapters that went off the rails on word count too. Yeah, I can imagine if you have to cut 7,200 words. Or was that was that Rachel? No, it was you, Paget. Okay. Maggie, you have a character in Cards on the Table. I don't know what that is, but okay. Who is a petroleum engineer and geologist. He is working in the Pacific and was desperate to not work in the North Atlantic because of the weather in the winter. Nice. I like it. Okay. And I think that's going to be it for today. We're already 5 minutes past our usual sprinting time. But this has been super great. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. You're very, very welcome, Rachel. You too. Have a lovely rest of the week until next Thursday, I hope. Nice, Maggie. It is noon here, so you're going to grab a bowl of chili and some cheddar biscuits. That sounds perfect. And yes, in the good words of Maggie, be blessed and have a lovely day, everyone. Very good. Maggie just popped in the comments that Diane is sprinting now. Jump on over there. And yes, we got in the flow, Becca. Nice. See you next Thursday. Have a lovely evening, day, morning, whatever. And bye.